Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Lee, aka Rollin Thunder. In today's video is round 2 of testing of the new map on my ECU for the 1098. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea, and let us get into the video. So ladies and gentlemen, how are we all doing? I hope you're all doing well. And like the title of the video suggests, this is round 2 of testing the new map on my 1098 that I downloaded with the help of Devin, a good friend who is a fairly well-versed owner of Ducatis. He's got the 848, which is what I used to have a couple of years ago, if you guys remember. And with his help, we got the old girl with a new tune to sing. And this is basically the second round of testing. I don't normally know what I'm doing when it comes to tunes and stuff. Well, tunes and stuff. I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to tunes and flashes on ECUs. So with Devin's help, we got a tune put on the ECU, which in theory is supposed to iron out all the kinks as far as the stalling issue is concerned. In the first round of testing, we had one event of stalling at 105 degrees, but nothing before or after. And so far we're sitting at 1800 degrees, and again have had no sign of any kind of stalling. The true test, however, is going to be when I get into a built area like Tooting, which we're not a million miles away from. So when we get into Tooting and Streatham, two very heavily populated areas, two very heavy traffic areas as well, we shall get an idea as to whether or not the tune has worked, or if it hasn't. I'm hoping it has worked, because like I said in the previous video, if it hadn't been for Devin's help talking me through what to do, I probably would have fucked up the ECU something rotten. So again, Devin, if you ever watch any of these videos, buddy, thank you again for your help. And also thank you to Justin, who's a mutual friend of both mine and Devin, who introduced us to each other. Because if it hadn't been for Justin introducing me or mentioning Devin, I never would have contemplated doing the tune in the first place. But I'm glad I did, because he actually helped me through it quite efficiently and effectively. Admittedly, if I was doing the tune on my own, it probably would have taken me the best part of maybe 2 days to do it, because I would have got so pissed off of it I just wouldn't have bothered doing it in the first place. But thankfully, and thankfully for Devin, he gave me the helping hand that I needed, which allowed me to get the tune done without too many issues. Admittedly, it would have been nice to be able to have done it properly without having to keep jumping backwards and forwards between the Wi-Fi at home and using my mobile data, because he phoned me all the way from California using Facebook Messenger, which in itself is a feat in its own right. I never thought I would see the day I'd be talking to people from America via Facebook Messenger on the phone. And like I've already said, if it weren't for Devin, or Devin, however you pronounce his name, I do apologise, Devin, if you actually watch this video. I do apologise if I've pronounced your name wrong. I've probably been pronouncing it wrong for the last 3 days, to be perfectly honest, but if I have, I do apologise. What Devin has done, however, he's told me that if one particular tune doesn't work, then I need to look at other things, such as potentially changing air filters, fuel filters. I mean, I do know that I don't need to actually change the air filter, because I did that not too long ago, but the stalling started way before I changed the air filter in the first place. But what he also suggested was that it could be something like the coils are on their way out, or it could be a fuel filter issue. I mean, I dare say it's probably a fuel filter issue, because I don't think the fuel filter has ever been changed on this bike. And that's not me exaggerating, that's the honest truth. I actually don't think the fuel filter has ever been changed on this bike in the 13 years that it's been on the market. Or should I say the 13 years it's been on the road. So it would not surprise me if I replaced the fuel filter, it would never stall again. It would not surprise me in the slightest. But the only way I'm going to know that is by doing it. And I've never done a fuel filter before, but Devin has offered to help talk me through it, which is always great. I smell burning oil. It's probably coming from this Seat Alhambra that's in front of me, because it looks like a PCO driver car, so it's probably not looked after. But if it does turn out to be the fuel filter, then happy days. I've never done a fuel filter on a bike, let alone on this bike, do you know what I mean? So I don't know what to expect. I've never done it before, so it'll be interesting, because I don't know if I need to empty the fuel tank or whether I could do it as it is, because I've literally, and I kid you not, literally in the last 10 minutes just filled the tank to the brim. So I don't know whether it's going to be a case of waiting for the fuel to run down enough where I can actually get the fuel filter out just by turning the tank upside down. I don't think I'm that lucky, if I'm honest. Or whether I need to just drain the tank completely and drain the fuel into a clean bucket or something, and then when it's all done, put it back in. I do not know. I've never done it myself. Devin reckons it's quite an easy thing to do. I mean, he's obviously done it on his own 848. The 848 and the 1098 are practically identical, apart from engine capacity. So how hard can it be? Famous last words. Fuck me, do them shorts want to get any shorter? Holy fuck. The simple fact is that I think the tuner's gone some way to helping the bike and it's stalling, because we're at 104 degrees now. It would not surprise me if the bike stalls at least once between here and home, and if it does, you guys are going to see it, because I've decided that every time the bike stalls, I'm not going to cut it out of the video. I don't see the point. You know, it's all part and parcel of me riding, do you know what I mean? So you guys might as well see what happens. Whether the bike stalls or not is beside the point. But if it does, like I just said, you guys are going to see it, you guys are going to hear it, you guys are going to hear my reaction, which is usually, but not limited to, oh for fuck's sake, fuck me, it's done it again, Jesus Christ, how many more fucking times, to name but a few of my more choice phrases. So as you can imagine, I have quite a few colourful expletives when it comes to this bike, all usually involving the word fuck, or shit, or bollocks. Now admittedly, there's going to be some of you guys that watch my videos that don't know what half of these things mean, because you're from the other side of the pond in America or Asia or wherever you guys happen to be from. Some of you might know what I'm talking about, some of you might not. It's just typical colourful English language, shall we say. It is what it is. Just to give you a quick update, we're now sitting at 100 degrees and the bike hasn't stalled yet. Famous last words and all that. Like I said, the real test is going to come when we get into the more built up area, which we're not a million miles away from now. And this is one of my favourite sections of road when it's empty. Nice sweeping sort of right kink, right left type setup. As you guys know, I do love a set of twisties. 105 degrees and we haven't stalled yet. It's going to be interesting. Oh wow, it's kind of empty. It's never like this on a Monday evening. Literally never. Wow, the gods must like me today. So far, this new ECU Flash that me and Devin did yesterday, so far it feels like it's working. It feels like the actual motor's got a bit more grunt to it. It feels a bit more torquey. And Devin did say that I could potentially experience a little bit of extra horsepower, or a little bit of extra more power in general. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's translating to the rear wheel. It just might feel like there's a little bit more torque behind it. But so far, I can't complain. Dickhead. I fucking hate cyclists. Okay, that's the first stall, and that was at 103 degrees, which is not bad, I'll be honest. I actually think it's potentially a temperature issue. I think. Don't quote me on it, but I think it may actually be a temperature issue, not necessarily a fueling issue. Because anything above or below 103 degrees feels okay. I mean, naturally, the bike is hot, and I am exceptionally sweaty. And there's no real way around that, which sounds disgusting. I'm an absolutely sweaty beast. Whee! It just seems weird that anything under either 103 or over 103, it doesn't seem to be an issue. So I'm just wondering whether or not I need to add a bit more coolant to the radiator or what, I don't know. I mean, it's all a learning experience, do you know what I mean? Not exactly how I planned on spending my evenings of tranquility, but it is what it is. It just seems very odd that it'll only do it when it gets to a certain temperature and then it'll just be fine. I mean, I don't know whether, again, like I was saying in the previous video, whether the way it's running to me it's just a placebo effect because it's something new that I've not really been aware of, or what, I don't know. I mean, who knows. I'll probably take it to Reese's, or Bike Nuts should I say, but one way or another, between me, Devin and Bike Nuts, hopefully we'll get something sorted out and the bike will be happy again. Well, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't think the bike has ever been happy since it was put on the road. I think that's more so down to the fact that whoever owned this bike before me didn't exactly look after it very well. I think that's the issue. Whoever owned it before me didn't really give it the TLC that it deserved, and then obviously where it had been sitting on the showroom floor down at GT in Plymouth, whose customer service and general salesmanship was absolutely terrible at the time, but we won't go into that right now. I actually think that once I've given, oh dear lord, what the fuck is that? Once I've given her a bit of TLC, maybe a new fuel filter and whatever else, maybe she'll come back to life and she'll be absolutely fine. I mean, if I get it wrong, I get it wrong. I mean, honestly, how hard can a fuel filter be to do? But then you get idiots like this who want to fucking try and undertake me. You're nothing special, love. It makes you laugh, doesn't it? Just 'cause you drive a flash car, it thinks you can fucking bully people off the road. No, not with me, it doesn't. And you are sure as fuck not bullying me off the road just because you drive a fucking Merc. But anyway, back to this new map. I was actually surprised at how quickly it took to do the map. It's more a case of downloading, uploading and stuff like that. It took ages, but actually finding the correct map didn't take long at all. It actually worked out quite well, to be fair. So I was actually able to get what I needed doing done and get my stepdaughter to bed without any issues, which is always nice, because if anyone's got a 10-year-old boy or girl, you know when they get to a certain age it's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to bed, fuck you. But it is what it is. And also, if anyone happens to see this video during or just before Father's Day in the UK, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. I'd like to wish my dad a happy Father's Day as well if I don't happen to see him beforehand. And I would also like to wish all my friends and loved ones that are fathers and who have kids or stepkids or whatever, you know, just happy Father's Day all round, you know what I mean? Just spreading a bit of love. You know how it is, you know how I do. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for listening to my babble. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, feel free to put it in the comments box down below, and I will do my best to answer them as quickly and as accurately as I can. But for now, you have been great. I have been Lee, aka Rollin Thunder. So thank you for watching. Look after yourselves, look after each other, stay safe on the road, stay away from COVID-19, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, adios.